I want to welcome you to project number 2 of eSpree. And once you start the eSpree software package, there's a couple of things that you need to do. Of course, I do have the actual video presentation, and you should have a copy of the steps in a PDF format. But you want to make sure that you select highlight down here in the lower left corner. And also, it's a good idea to go ahead and set your view orientation to the top view up here at the top. And at that point, you want to check to make sure that it says inch also, and you can change your units as well if you need to. Now, as we begin to take a look at the eSpree drawing, the print itself, this time we're going to draw a 6x4 block, and we're going to put some holes in it. And so you want to make sure that your project manager, by hitting F2 on your keypad. You can also make sure that your properties browser is set by hitting alternate F2. So our first step here is we're going to create some geometry. So I'm going to go up to eSpree, and I'm just going to select this first toolbar here, which switches us to the solid mill, and then I'll pick the create unbounded geometry icon. And I'm going to create some geometry, create some points which will simulate the rectangle. So I'll pick the point button. Remember last time we talked about the Cartesian coordinate, and so we'll locate this at 0, 0, and we'll click apply. And then the other coordinate will represent the other end of the actual rectangle, which will be 6, 4, and we'll click apply. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and construct a rectangle using the rectangle button. So I'll locate the rectangle button, and then I'll select the lower left corner. Notice that it snaps to it. There's the snap button, and then we'll select the upper rectangle button as well. I'm going to go back to my point construction and simulate the points for the holes itself. And so my first selection, or my first location of the holes, is a 1 by 1. And then I'm actually going to do a 1 by 3, and I'll do a 5 by 3, and then I'll do a 5 by 1. And I'll draw my circles at the center points, and the radius will be 0.2 for the first circle, and the second circle, the radius will be 0.44. We can copy this, but for the brevity of time, I'm just going to go in and just create them again, 0.2. I'll show you copy at a later date in the class. And we have our geometry. So if you want to fit the geometry to the screen, you can just hit the fit button up here to the screen itself, and we can zoom in and out by using the trackball on the mouse. Once we create the geometry, our next step will be to create features. So we're going to create some features here, and we're going to, since we have holes, we're going to use the hole button to create features. There's our holes buttons up there, and we want to make sure that you can select the first option, but definitely select the second option, connect all holes with one P-top, and we'll click OK. And notice that we have the features to be able to machine the holes. Remember, features are used to machine the holes. And then at this point, we're going to create some operations. So I'm just going to hit the actual operation, solid mill, traditional. And then from there, I'm going to select features, and I'll start my drilling operations. My first operation is a drilling operation. I'll select general. I'm going to pick the cutter I'm going to use, and the cutter I use is a 1/2-inch spot drill. So I will locate the 1/2-inch spot drill. Remember, it's in alphabetical order. So we want the 0.5 spot drill, and OK. And then I'll click the drill tab, and we'll take that spot drill to 100 thousandths. And we do want to include the tip, so we'll just say yes, and we'll click OK. And we'll see a spot drill operation and a spot drill on the screen itself. And then I'm going to select the features tab. I'll pick drilling again. This time my tool that I'm going to select, I'll pick general. I'm going to pick up my tool library. And my tool that I'm going to select this time is going to be a drill, a 0.4 drill. And then we'll take the drill to 1 inch, which is the thickness of the material, and we do not want to include the tip because we want it to drill completely through. And OK. And then I'll select the feature again, and I'll pick my cutter itself under General, and this time I'll pick my cutter and I'll locate an end mill, and I'm actually going to locate a .875 end mill, which is a 7/8 end mill. I'm going to take it to a depth of 0.27 from my print, and I want to include the tip. Remember, an end mill is flat, so it doesn't matter which option we pick here. And we click OK. And so now once I've picked up my operations, I'm just going to simulate my operation. So I'll pick the simulation tab, which is the last button. I'm going to switch my orientation to isometric. I'm also going to select the solids button, and then I'll select the simulation parameters. I'll pick the solids tab, pick my stock. It's a 6/4. Remember, this is a -1, and then we'll add this solid, and OK. And I'm going to back out a little bit, and then we'll slow the slider down, and we'll click play to simulate. There are your spot drills, there's your drills, and then there's your counterbore. And we can actually use this rotate to orient it around to make sure that the holes are going completely through the block itself. So this concludes video simulation of Project 2. So if you have any additional questions, just see me in class. I'm signing off. Thank you.